Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us the famous lawyer, Atty. Homobono Adaza, the revolutionary, Bishop Nilo Tayag, and a representative from the youth sector, Ondis. First question,
Go ahead.
what is a revolutionary government?
A revolutionary government is a declaration based on the Constitution that will demolish totally the present system. Economic, political, social, and cultural. That's what the revolutionary government is all about. And what is its function? Well, in very simple terms, a revolutionary government, the government is the law, and the leader or leaders are the lawgivers. So we abolish Congress. All institutions in the country will be abolished with a revolutionary government, and we start from square one.
How about the legal system?
The legal system will have to go away at one sweep. In the declaration of the revolutionary government, everything, every institution, political, economic, cultural, they will all be demolished, and that includes the judicial system. Totally demolished. Because in my configuration, I already have a configuration of what the judicial system will be under a revolutionary government.
So there will be a substitute legal system.
Definitely, there will be
There's a vacuum.
legal system.
There's a vacuum.
There will be no vacuum,
Okay.
because the moment they declare a revolutionary government, immediately there's a new Supreme Court. There's a new Court of Appeals. There's a RTC, MTC, but the number of people there will be changed. Supreme Court, why do you have 15? In the United States of America, one of the richest countries in the world, you have only 9. Maybe we should have only 5 to 7. Why? That's the big idea of having a 15-person Supreme Court. Under the system, the revolutionary government, we will have only the following matters under the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. What are they? Constitutionality, validity of treaties, and that penalty. Only 3. Everything ends in the Court of Appeals, from the regional trial court to the Court of Appeals, from the NTC, ends up also in the RTC. So, the system is clear, and no case will be decided beyond 6 months from the time of filing. So don't you think everybody will be happy with that? But I will not give the configuration. I'll just give the general statement.
Will there be need for military courts?
Military courts? No. Not military courts, only for the military.
For the military.
For the military.
Personnel.
Personnel. But the courts that will be established are civilian courts. Courts within the system. Yes, and the moment this will unfold, they'll be surprised. They'll be surprised. As a matter of fact, this is one of my regrets. I should have received the offer of Korea to become a justice of the Supreme Court, and later I will become Chief Justice. And I could have introduced these reforms.
Yes.
And suggest to Cory that let's continue with the revolutionary government and let's continue with the revolutionary changes. But,
The president has been encountering a lot of obstruction to his desire to institute the needed reforms in our government. Would you advise the president to declare a revolutionary government?
yes, I've done that in my column. Even during the time of the election campaign. Recently, the other day, I've been having interviews. Interview with Rita Gadi and Cynthia Cubon. Interviews with Carmen, Ignacio. Interviews with Mentong, Rod Kapunan, and this morning only.
Oh,
With Ado, Palinawan.
Ado, Palinawan.
Yes. I said, it's about time the president declares a revolutionary government. Why? The golden opportunity is here. The golden opportunity for national greatness. And a great president. He will overshadow Marcos and the others if he declares a revolutionary government with the correct people, with the correct vision, with the correct blueprint. And it can be done.
Do you think, attorney, the oligarchs in our country will approve of that?
We'll
plan?
demolish the oligarchs. They'll see how it's going to be done. They'll demolish. Franco did it in Spain. Why can't we do it here? May I ask that question? Why?
can do it.
What would be the difference, sir, in terms of model of the revolutionary government compared with Cory's?
The Cory government was not revolutionary. They had only one intention, to demolish the Marcos mechanism. And in that effort, I was telling them, you guys, you're trying to kill a mouse by burning the house. Yeah, Cory would never become president were it not for us in the Batasang Pambansa and those who really organized the opposition in this country. They were the ones who organized the opposition. Nilo, Cory, and the rest of the gang were in the United States. When the battle was won, they came here and the state commandos take over the country. And they also took the stake, including the gravy. Imagine that.
What about foreign intervention in this particular plan?
This is our country. Let me tell you this. Lee Kuan Yew in an interview before by international media, I think CNN, in that interview was asking him, Mr. Prime Minister, you're one of the most progressive countries in the world, but your records on human rights violation is the worst. You know what Lee Kuan Yew did? Look at the face of the one who asked me question. This is not your country, it's none of your business. It's that simple. Okay, another interview with Deng Xiaoping after Tiananmen. He was interviewed also by Western Press. He said, Mr. Chairman, more than 500 people got killed in Tiananmen, including students. Tiananmen leaned forward. What did you say is the number? 500. 500? This is a country with more than 1 billion population. Does 500 make a difference? This is the way it's done. If we are really determined to bring better life for the Filipino, if that's our intention, you have to change systems. Because if we don't change system, you can have the most brilliant president, you can have the most brilliant vision, but the barnacles are there. The Congress, the courts, the economic oligarchs, the political oligarchs, the cultural oligarchs, and the social oligarchs. They're all over the place. Why should we allow these people to continue at the expense of the lives of millions of Filipinos?
What do you think about the support and cooperation of the military establishment?
That's not difficult to get. I know because I've been the lawyer of all the military coups in this country. And I read them like the lines in the palm of my hand. That's not the problem. That's the least of our problem, believe me.
It has been said that the CIA has voice in the military establishment.
That's true. That's true.
Yes,
because in all the coups in the past, where I was lawyering, the first question asked by the rebels, saan bang Amerika dito? Saan bang Amerika
Yes,
dito? As if the Americans will make a difference. That's true. The Americans and the CIA have influence over the military. But we know also who are these personalities in the military and the police who are under the influence of CIA. You mean to say that we will not be preparing for this? You must be crazy. Another thing they're saying, the Americans dictate how this country will be shaped. They're saying that Cory is a result of the Americans. What are they talking about? There's one of the strategic figures in this country in bringing about Cory. Americans had something to do in a very limited degree. You know, Rene Cayetano, one of the aides in Relay, when I went to Camp Crame together with so many people in the Batasang Pambansa, I was negotiating to install the Cory government. Rene was telling me, alam mo, Bono, bakit nandito ka? You should have been late for 15 minutes because we're already organizing in your government and you will be a member of the cabinet. And that's at the point, I said. So, alam mo, itong mga Amerikano, let's say itong mga Amerikano, you know what? I called all Steve Bosworth, the ambassador of the American, according to Rene. And I asked Bosworth to help us get all the international correspondents who are Americans. And you know what was the reply of Bosworth? Oh, that's not my business. That's not my business. That's yours. Imagine that. And they say that Cory was pulled over by the Americans. Well, I was with Cory in Cebu. Let me tell you, on the day that Enrile and Ramos withdrew support from Marcos, one of the options they had there was to make Cory ride on a battleship in the port of Cebu. I told them, what are you talking about? We look like stooges of the Americans. It's bad enough that they're talking with their stages. Now, you want to confirm that? No. Cory cannot go to the battleship. So, the objection was heard. That's the point.
What are the objectives of this revolutionary
Okay.
government?
Plain and simple. No? First is the demolition of the oligarchy. Political, economic, cultural, and social. Okay. Now, but the objectives, free education from elementary to the university level for the poor and the middle class. Free medicines, medical attendance, and hospitalization for the poor and the middle class. Socialized housing. We should build high-rise buildings in Tondo. Good God, you know, many of the titles here in Metro Manila, owned by the oligarchs, the titles should not be issued here. They're fake. Why? Because some of them, the decree was issued in Quezon. Why should a decree issued in Quezon become a title here in Metro Manila? Decree issued in Universia becoming a title here. Decree issued in Pampanga becoming a title here. No. I have the studies on this and demolishing them is not the problem. No. To go to have a hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
A revolutionary government means this. Who is the richest person in the Philippines today? Henry C. If there is rational basis that Henry C. should be confiscated, he'll be confiscated. He's the richest man in the country today. In 5 minutes, he'll be the poorest man in the country. It's as simple as that. And maybe they think I'm simplifying it. Try it. Invite President Duterte to hear me and listen to me on what could be done. If he listens, good. If he doesn't listen, what can I do? What can I do?
Sir, looking at the present economic figures, do you think we have the enough resources to make a revolutionary government?
Of course, enough resources. Resources not to pursue the vision and the objectives, but there is so much unexplained wealth in this country. There's so much reburied gold in this country, and I know many of the sites. There's so much wealth from the Yamasita. You know, I got convinced by E.C. Sobel before because I didn't believe in that. I thought it was a fable. It's true. There are 2 books on the subject, written very well, detailing the Yamasita in terms of trillions in this country. And I tell you, when Imelda Marcos gave us the opportunity one time, yung Diliman Book Club, to take a look at the evidence presented in the court in New York, certification of documents issued by the federal court and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You know what I discovered? Most of the corporations of this country were owned by Marcos, and he bought them. I don't know how he bought them, but he bought them. So one of my objections before was returning some of this wealth for a song to these people when they already sold their properties to Marcos. Why? That belongs to the Filipino people. I just don't like to name them yet because it's very dangerous.
You said a while ago, attorney, that the revolutionary government will abolish or suspend the judiciary and Congress.
No.
How about the office of the Vice President?
Office, there will be no more vice president when there's a revolutionary government. So the protest will be null and void, moot and academic. Wala na yung mga institutions na yan. Don't even think of the personalities. We think of the proper moves with only one objective, for the greater interest of the Filipino people. And we'll discipline everybody here. It means that the poor will be allowed to abuse the government. No. There's discipline for everybody. We should clean our environment. By golly, even the streets here are dirty. Ano? They are polluting our environment. You know what the European told me? You know, Bon, the problem with you guys is you have good family values, but you have no social values. Malinis daw yung mga plato.
So the revolutionary government will also take care of the values formation, values
Reorientation.
reorientation.
As a matter of fact, of the schools here,
Schools.
public or private,
From
in the
the
bill,
elementary-
should all from the kindergarten
Kinder.
up to the university or the graduate school. We have only one book. The Ateneo will not use another book. This
They have their own
Lasal, no, only one book, and we will limit the number of years people spend in school. Now 12 years, 5 years for elementary. Well, what's the big idea of staying there for so long when the things that you should teach them could be learned in 5, maybe even less? Okay, 5 years elementary, 3 years high school, pre-law 2 years. That was our pre-law during my time when we produced some of the best lawyers in the country.
2 years lang.
I'm not pointing at myself. There's so many lawyers around who have been produced by that system. So I'm saying that if we do that, and then these people, the World Bank and this IMF, try us here. I'm telling you, Lula of Brazil told them they will not pay the external debt, otherwise the country will collapse. Many of Argentina did the same thing. No, will not pay now. Pay later. If at all, we will pay here in the Philippines. We'll suspend payment. And I'll do something I won't reveal now, which will shock the world, of the IMF and the world, and the World Bank. Because it will be done here. It will be done. Nobody has done it in the world. We will do it here for the first time. And the president will end up in the cover of all magazines in the world.
There will be a death cap.
Of course.
When's the best time for this revolutionary government?
The time is now. I mean, if we could agree with the president, with some other people, top other people, 30 or 45 days from now, that's it. There will be a revolutionary government. And it's a good beginning. Good beginning. There are many things I really have in my mind. What to do. I've been thinking about this for ages. That's why when I saw Duterte getting to be president and making mention of the revolutionary government, that is it. Because especially because from Mindanao, but after 1 year and 2 months, wala pa rin. Just whispering. And I heard the other day that he will not declare a revolutionary government. He will just wait for his successor, and he'll tell his successor to declare a revolutionary government. How I wish. Modesty aside, he will name me as his successor. Without the benefit of election.
For every action, attorney, we expect a reaction, particularly the opposition. What do you expect from the reactions of the
opposition will become the opposed in session. You know what's opposed? It's a cigarette butt. They'll become cigarette butts.
Upos.
Maupo sila. And I'll take care of them. I'll take care of them. Believe me. I'll take care of this opposition. I don't have to wait for 6 months when the revolutionary government is in place. Marcos did it with martial law. Why should not Duterte, with our help, do it with the revolutionary government? Marcos committed a mistake in martial law because martial law, you are a creature of the Constitution. Here, from written to unwritten Constitution. So,
Parang abolish mo.
abolish the written Constitution, but we go into the area of the unwritten Constitution. Britain has done it for ages. Why can't we do it? Why are they better than us? Mas magwapo tayo.
will this revolutionary government give way to a federal form of
No,
government?
it will install the federal system. The moment a revolutionary government is in place, in 6 months' time, there will be a federal system. There will be a parliamentary system. There will be a new constitution. There will be high-rise buildings for the poor and the middle class. There will be clean environment. And let us deal with everybody here. This is our country. Why? Why should we be afraid of foreigners?
We cannot squander the next 5 years.
Yeah.
For the president, this golden opportunity that you're saying.
This is the golden opportunity, I repeat it. Golden opportunity for the people and golden opportunity for the president. If he lets it go, well, it's jump from the golden opportunity to oblivion.
Beside you, attorney, is Bishop Nilo Tayag, who is the founding chairman of the Rebolusyong Duterte. Do we understand that you are joining Rebolusyong Duterte?
No, not joining. Because we have not yet traced out the concepts. We have not traced out the concepts. First, according to them, I'll be given an opportunity to talk with the president.
Yes.
I'll talk to him one-on-one. And then, I'll bring the other, Nilo and the other. This guy can be trusted. He can.
Well, Cabo, no, the president is not setting any conditions, but I think he has sent many feelers to talk to you.
I don't know whether they come from the president or there's their own initiative. But I can confirm that a number of them has come to me. That even his relatives in Cagayan de Oro were asking me that I should help the president. Forget my pride for the moment. The trouble with me since before, and it's in my book, Ideas, Principles, and Lost Opportunities. I'm a creature of pride. I'm a loner, but I've learned my lessons. I'll drop my pride along the way. No, pride goeth before the fall.
Yeah, you've always wanted that a Mindanaoan would become a president.
Yeah, it's got realized by him. No? As a matter of fact, my slogan when I was opposition governor, the only one besides Mindanao is today Mindanao, tomorrow the Philippines.
Okay.
It's been realized. He's there. The idea, according to him before, ito si Adaza, punyeta. He has Hitlerian tendencies. Because that's the line from Hitler. Today Germany, tomorrow the world. I only change it. Today Mindanao, tomorrow the world. No, it's nothing to do with personal ambition. It has something to do with vision and ideas. Because I'm an idea creature. You know, Vice President Pillay is the major leader in our province.
Yeah.
That's why I made Camiguin separate province to escape from Pillay. But that was a mistake. And I've always been telling Vice President Pillay, doesn't have to be afraid of us. I mean, the young ones were rising. Because our politics is the politics of vision and ideas. Because if you go down to the level of personalities, you play the politics of violence and you end up killing each other. Why should we kill each other when our interest is to serve the country? Hindi ba?
Bishop, do you have some things to say?
Well, I know that Cabo has always been dreaming na magkaroon ng tunay na transformation dito sa ating bansa. And I think that on our part, the Rebolusyong Duterte will convince the president precisely na magkaroon ng dialogue between Atty. Homobono Adaza and himself so that we can trace out the methodology for bringing this about. I think it will be foolhardy on our part to lose this opportunity, this golden opportunity, the chance of a lifetime. And my own hyperbole is that Digong is a gift to the Filipino people.
That's true. I've been saying that in my column.
Pareho pala tayo.
And then,
Only once in a century.
correct.
Because I was counting from Aguinaldo to Rodrigo Duterte.
But it does not close the avenues of the realization that in this country we are 100 million. You know, when we were still 65 million, people were telling me, there's only one Marcos. I said, no, there are 64 others. In the country today, we are 1 million. There is Digong and 99 others. The difference is this, according to Australian journalists during the time of Marcos, is that if one of the 65 or the 64
65 million.
responds to the challenge of death, then the Marcos problem begins. And unfortunately, President Marcos, he could not convince one of the 64 others. so that was his problem. That's his problem. Because the golden opportunity is here. The president should not wave it away. It does not mean that they wave it away. No golden opportunities will come later, because that is an insult to the Filipino intelligence. That's an insult. As Robert Kennedy, Attorney General of the United States of America, and Senator of New York once said, quoting George Bernard Shaw, people see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. Why not the revolutionary government to improve, if not make this a promised land for Filipinos? That's what this country is all about. This is for Filipinos, not for anybody else. And nobody should dictate to us what we should do. This is a game for Filipinos to play. And if there's somebody coming from outside dictating to us, we'll kick him out. Like what President Garcia did before, who initiated the Philippine First Policy. James Bell of Manila, of the Time magazine, wrote a very derogatory report on the Philippines. James Bell could not come back to the Philippines. According to Garcia, you have no business coming here. That's the way it's done.
Any final statement, attorney, for our people?
Our people is, there is always hope. Let's work together. Let's dream together. Because everything starts in a dream. I would like to quote again, I'm very fond of quoting Kalidasa. Kalidasa, yeah, an Indian poet and philosopher. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow a vision. But today we live makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Such is the salutation to the dawn. I salute our people that we should dream together and watch the dawn unfolding.
Thank you, attorney. Any final statement from the founder of...
Well, I have always, I should always agree, and because I owe it to my mentor that the idea of forming a Rebolusyong Duterte as a mass organization was inspired by my talks with Atty. Homobono A. And I thought it would be a vehicle to consolidate all the supporters of President Vigo. The so-called 21 million, if the case of Andy Garcia will be exposed in a case against him, we will come out to the conclusion that there were indeed 21 million who voted for Vigo. Now, if there is 21 million mass support for Vigo, why shouldn't we arouse, organize, and mobilize this 21 million as a mass support? This is the basic component of a revolutionary government. And then, of course, the military component. And then, of course, the political component, which means that there should be a new cabinet and there should be a new legal system, as Atty. Adaza said, a new legal system and a new program of values, the Filipino ideology and Filipino values that will be taught from the kindergarten up to the college level in order to produce a new breed of Filipinos. So,
with the guidance from the wisdom of the old and with the energy of the youth to execute things, I think, and I hope that it is possible to attain that envision the change and progress for this country. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Joel, don't classify us as old.
Otherwise,
No, because according to Samuel Ullman,
yes.
made popular by General Douglas MacArthur, his edited version is this. Age is not merely a time of life, it's a state of mind. It's not merely a matter of ripe cheeks, red lips, or supple knees. It's a quality of the imagination, a vigor of the emotion. Nobody grows old by merely living a number of years. People grow old only by deserting their ideals. You're as young as your faith, as old as your doubt, as young as your self-confidence, as old as your fear. In the central place of every heart is a recording chamber. So long as it receives messages of beauty, hope, and cheer and courage, so long are you young. But when the wires are down and covered by the snows of pessimism and the eyes of cynicism, then and only then are we grown old. We are all young here.
Once again, Attorney Homobono Adaza, thank you very much.
It's always
Being a very good host for us. And not only your enlightening ideas, but your poetic words. Thank you very much.
Thank you and God bless.
God bless.